The last days of summer have been spent in Wonderland with Alice and her friends. Having a wonderful tea time in a magical tea room with a fairy in a beautiful 17th century town. Sewing new autumn skirts and hunting Brocante treasures. The last days of summer are the perfect time to escape to Wonderland before autumn and cold arrives. And for that, you only need to read the book and see what happens. You might meet a hairy white rabbit, a Cheshire cat, and all sorts of surprises. And if the weather is rainy, you can still have a wonderful tea party indoors. So if you like Alice in Wonderland, just know that you can join the Alice in Wonderland Workshop till the end of September, but the launching offer is going to end on September 15. So you have the link just under the video if you want to have more details and want to join the workshop to create a white rabbit in his teacup with the saucer. There is Humpty Dumpty, of course, you had to have an Humpty Dumpty. And there is a little Alice coming out from the rabbit's house, which is inspired by a little dollhouse I made a few years ago. This one is not a dollhouse, it's just a little tiny decorative house with Alice. And as it is a beginner workshop, we are also doing some Wonderland cards, which is a good way to warm you up to start the workshop and start to understand a bit how my painting techniques works and the paper technique works also. If you are interested and need a bit of Wonderland in your life, just know that you can join this workshop and you can take advantage of the launching offer till September 15. And of course, once enrolled, you keep access to the content, so you can start your workshop at any time you want. Last weekend, I did my last escapade of the season to meet my Swiss fairy friend in a town near the Swiss border, Besançon, which is a special town to me as my grandmother lived there and we used to spend several weeks with her every summers. This town is completely underrated and it's really a shame as it is a very beautiful town with almost only buildings from the 17th century, especially with these double ranges of windows in the roofs, which you don't see everywhere. In the Alps we don't really have that. We always eat in a restaurant tea room in this town, which is owned by a lady called Églantine, and she makes, of course, beautiful and delicious dishes, but the place is also pretty magical, with this balcony, with all this ivy, these bird cages. She also decorates for Christmas and for Halloween, and I definitely plan to take some inspiration and to try to find some bird cages and some crazy ivy for my own balcony, because I think she has a lot of good ideas everywhere. put the link of this restaurant under this video in case you come into this corner of France because it's really worth going. By the way, you won't see my friend on the screen. She is a wild and shy fairy and she doesn't like camera, so you won't see her. In this town, you might also come across the ghost of Victor Hugo, who was born here. And we went actually to a fabric shop which is very close to his birthplace, which we always usually go. They mainly have fabric for houses and for curtains and things like that for home. They have a small selection for outfit and clothes, and I bought a few ones. Back home, I started my skirt using the same fabric I also bought last year to do an underskirt, which was really my very first draft skirt, which I was wearing under dresses because it was not entirely perfect. This time I'm doing a much better real skirt that I'm going to wear completely, and I like to sew by hand. I really prefer, I can control a little better what I do, and it's very calming, and it's just so satisfying to make your own clothes. I wanted to do that my entire life, and now I'm starting to do it. I've done one this summer that I wore, and I wore it a lot, and now I want to make several ones for autumn and also one for winter, Christmas season. So from the fabric shop in Besançon, I came back with a few fabrics. I thought I could use them for skirts mainly, but I realized that they were maybe a little too thick. They were made for water curtains or things like that, but I thought maybe I could still use them. I'm not really sure about this one. I could always use it as a table skirt. It's quite well neutral and quite nice and could work with my kitchen. So there was this one. This one is definitely for tables, but just the same, I thought maybe I could use him. He has a little something. It's a cotton, it's only cotton and linen, but he had something on it. But I had a big piece and I could use it both for a tablecloth and also maybe for some aprons and things to protect my sleeves. I wanted to do that for a long time. So maybe I'm going to take advantage of the big fabric I had. I didn't want to have so much, but the gentleman in the shop pushed me to buy a bit more. He made me a price, but I didn't need all that. So maybe I will still experiment a bit as a piece of a skirt, maybe not the entire skirt, but a piece of it, because I like the pattern and the color for autumn. So maybe I'm going to use that. For sure, I'm going to use a piece of it for my kitchen. I did some tests and it works well, just the same for autumn and for this season. It could work really, really well. So I bought these two ones. And also this one, which is already in the making for a skirt. And I bought it last year already to do, well, I didn't know what I wanted to do when I bought it. I did a sort of draft on the skirt. It was my first one. I wore it, I used it, but it was draftly done, we could say. And this time I'm doing a real nice skirt with an underskirt attached to the skirt, under it, so really in a, well, nice way at least, finishing it well and by hand because I find it easier and I like to have things which are invisible. So I thought if I do it myself, I'm going to do it really well, at least in a way you couldn't find it in shops. So this is going to be a piece for the skirt I'm doing right now, which is going to be finished soon. I plan to do 2 more skirts in a darker color. I would like to find other fabrics. Well, I will find them locally. I found we have a big fabric shop in the city, so I will be able to find it. And this summer I did one last brocante and I found this little jars to put salt, pepper, flour and sugar, and I added my things on it, and I thought they were really elegant and the pattern on them were really nice. There was a spice one I regret not to have taken, and they were just like €2 each one, so it was really inexpensive. And I also found this cookbook, which was also €1 or €2 I think, and there are a lot of very classical French recipes inside. I like the details and the effort they were doing in the presentation. You really were supposed to present things in the most spectacular way. I thought it was really interesting to have it, and I like basic and traveling in time also with recipes, though I'm not a good cook, but I want to try to improve a bit, and I thought it was fun. So La cuisinière cordon bleu de la famille. And it's interesting because, yes, there were a lot of illustration, yes, how you're supposed to organize everything on the table. That was really interesting. What you're supposed to do, what are what the mistress of the house is supposed to do when she received her guest. It was super interesting to have found this little book. It was mainly some treasures related to my kitchen that I found in this last brocante I did in August. And there was also this coffee thing, I don't know the word, this coffee thing, where you're supposed to catch the thing here. So it's not an extremely old one, but it's a fun one. The color was fun. There was this imitation of a painting by Mia, so you had it's the same illustration everywhere, but it looks a bit like a toy. It's really funny with the blue thing here. This one was €5, so you see, really inexpensive treasures. And I also found this little key holder. I think it was used. The purpose of this little thing was to put your keys here. I don't really have a lot of keys to put there, so I was thinking I would use it whether in the entrance hall to put some bags or in the bathroom to put my hair accessories, things like that, because in the kitchen it's not working with the color. I want to keep this laiton, well, this, I don't remember, brass color. Quite like it like that, so I don't want to paint it or do anything on it, but the hooks are pretty small, so you can't do everything with it, but I thought it was charming with the little carriage and the horses. I'm going to start my Halloween decor and my Halloween videos very soon. This week actually I'm going to start to decorate, to take out all my boxes and see how I organize the Halloween decor this year. I want to do something a bit on my balcony, at my balcony table, and also something inspired by the tea room I showed you in Besançon, this beautiful tea room. She also does some fun decorations for Halloween with some ghosts and mixing the ghost with the poetic decor she has, and I thought it was really nice. I don't like the disgusting aspect of Halloween in some decors. I want to keep it pretty decorative and nice, so I'm going to see what I do for Halloween on my balcony, on my little table this year, but I want to do something, so you will see that in upcoming videos in September very soon. Thank you very much for watching this little update. I have many more videos coming. I couldn't film much in August and the beginning of September because I was really focused in completing the Alice in Wonderland workshop, and now that it is completed I can have fun with fun videos, seasonal videos, and I had a lot of things I wanted to do, and I postponed them a bit to finish that, but you are going to see that very soon. So don't forget to subscribe if you don't want to miss all these nice videos, autumnal videos, seasonal videos, and a few others. And you can give a thumbs up if you appreciated what you saw. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I will see you very soon.